Are you having more of, I guess, an ability to just try these things and have more like open view to the world of driving my motorbike at 13 and it opening up those experiences for you as well?
I didn't say I wasn't in trouble. I mean, the
Ah,
police
there
were
we go.
seeing a bicycle going, faster on the footpath, the sidewalk than the cars are going on the street. That tends to attract a bit of attention. But they'd pull me over and they're like, I couldn't do anything. I was 13 years old. The law doesn't allow them to do anything.
Yeah.
And they're like, take this thing home, tell your dad to stop building you these crazy contraptions. And I was like, I built it. And they're like, yeah, stop lying. You can't build something like that. So yeah.
So what does it do to a 13-year-old then? Does it give you like, I don't know, also or just a chance to prove yourself then, I guess, if people aren't believing you're building these contraptions then?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of people when they saw that thing, they're like, "Did you build this? Like, really?" And it was quite ingenious. I started off, went through a few different iterations. At the start, I was using bicycle chains, and bicycle chains don't hold up too well to 6 horsepower. They kept snapping, so I'd have a chain breaker on me. I'd have to take out two links, connect it back together. It had a derailleur on the back wheel with 6-speed mountain bike gears, so I'd have to have actual gears to go through. After third gear, it wouldn't pull anymore. The motor didn't have enough power, so it'd max out, like I said, 75 mile an hour. On the other side, because I had to step down the gear ratio quite a bit, so I had a centrifugal clutch, but the brass bearing in it was just a bush bearing, it wasn't roller bearing or anything, and that would flog out from idling and just chew it out, and then it would throw the chain off. And so I got annoyed with that and came up with another design with from the side view. I had a small pulley on the engine from an alternator. Then I had a larger pulley from a washing machine that I got, old school washing machine. And then I had a third idler pulley that I got as just a tensioner from a car with a bearing in it. And I put that on a pivot and connected it up to the lever on the handlebars. And what that did was it took the slack, took the tension off the chain and made it slack, so it would act as a clutch. So when you
Mm.
pull the clutch in and stopped, it would just be a loose belt, and the engine could just sit there free spinning, and then you'd just drop the clutch and it would grab. And it worked very well. I could do burnouts on that thing. It wouldn't slip. It was great.
Yeah. And so when it comes to looking at getting a career and finding like a way to do this and get paid for it, like what was your options and did you like how did you find a thing you could do all this and what was your path like?
That's interesting. I think my career path has changed in multiple different ways as I've grown up and sort of tried to hone in what exactly it is that I want to focus on. The fabrication side of things was fun. It gave me a lot of options. It's like, okay, I want to build something, and building fast cars. I mean, I couldn't afford a fast car. So growing up when I was 18, I ended up putting a 750cc motorcycle engine in a car, the first iteration, and it was front wheel drive. And I was going for power to weight ratio as a car called a Suzuki Hatch, and Hatch is the brand, well, the model name of it, which is weird. And it was a 500cc three-cylinder car. Originally came out, I think it's 28 horsepower, front wheel drive. And what I did was I dropped the motorbike engine into that. I left the front wheel drive gearbox in there because it was already connected to the CV joint. So it was an easy way to get power to the axles without doing too much modifications. I angle grinded all the bell housing off this gearbox so I could then drop the motorcycle engine in on top and have it fit under the hood. And where the clutch goes on the gearbox, what I did was I welded a small sprocket off the motorbike onto that input shaft for the gearbox, and then had the motorbike engine sitting directly above it that I just ran a small chain to. And so I
Okay.
left the motorbike engine in top gear, 6 gears, so it would be pretty much 1-to-1 coming out that output sprocket, and then used the clutch in the motorbike engine that was already there, connected that up to the foot pedal. And that was a fun little car, even though it was only a 750cc Kawasaki motor. It was like an 82 model air cooled. I think it put out 60 horsepower or something like that. That still bagged those front wheels up in third gear on that little. I mean, I only had 12-inch tires on this car. It weighed 1,000 pounds, 500 kilos. And that thing got up and boogied. I was just about keeping up with the V8s. I was blowing away all the V6 stuff. And that was the start of it. And from that point on, I was like, okay, I need to build a rear wheel drive car of this version later on in life. But just the fact I built that in itself was an awesome achievement, and it just kept getting bigger and better from there on.